Welcome back, everyone. So apologies for the internet connection. I'll actually try to find another mobile provider, so hopefully it will get better. Again, these days I'm not surprised about anything in Russia. I've done many Hego tours in this area, but now it no longer works. Again, as you may know, the signal is constantly blocked in Russia, especially in the city center. Here it might be once you have like any administrational buildings, state buildings. So we had one of the departments of education in that area, so maybe they just completely blocked my signal once I reached it. The good thing about doing it this way and not as a stream is that the quality is much better and we won't have any interruptions. In any case, if you have any questions, if you watch it as a recording or not, let me know. I'll be happy to answer. So we are here in the main street in this area called Sherbakovskaya. You see, it's all bright and shiny. It's a really lovely day to do a virtual stream, a virtual tour. And the street can bring us to Izmailovsky Park. This is not a very well-known park, but it's a lovely one. And over there we're supposed to have Stalin Stadium, the stadium named after Stalin. That's why there were a few buildings like way more prestigious than what I was showing you during this stream. Let's take a look at these ones. So they were built around the 30s, and then the stadium actually wasn't built, and the explanation that many experts have is that it wasn't actually planned to be built. They were building one of the Stalin's bunkers, and they used the stadium just as a pretext. So let's walk around, talk about things that we have in this area. There are so many things that have changed around here. So we have a store for people who have big sizes, like from 56 to 78. Haven't been there, never been inside. Yeah, if you haven't watched this short live stream, that is the area where I live, so I know it really well. Hopefully I'm going to repeat this everyday life in Moscow tour as a recording or as a live stream. This is a manicure, pedicure, beauty salon, and I want to show you the prices for manicures. It's a really popular chain. I mean, it's pretty much everywhere. So as you can see, well, $1 is approximately 90 rubles. Let's count it as 100 because it used to be also 120, depends on everything. So $13 for a manicure, and if you want it with the gel polishing, it will be 23. As far as I know, it's much cheaper than in many other countries, but again, let's not forget that the salaries are also way lower. And here we have manicure and pedicure, and what they offer is two specialists at the same time, two masters at the same time. $36 or $57. So it's called Fingers. And here's another beauty studio, but it's already closed. I have many people riding bikes these days in summer. Although summer is short, but we try to take as much as we can from it. So in the beginning I was talking about cars. Here's another Russian car. I see actually more Russian cars now than we had before the war. and genuinely they don't look good. They're not in good shape. But there's Mercedes, so you still have, I mean, talking about this area, it's a historical area, but it's not the city center of Moscow. It's not a really privileged area, and people that live in this area, they're like more or less considered to be middle class. There are some who are lower, like it's mixed. It's not that strict in Moscow, in Russia, because many people just inherited apartments from their parents, and back in the Soviet Union you couldn't buy an apartment. So now those who are buying, like my generation, they're not buying it in the city center, and they're buying like new apartments, because again, everything that you see here, like most of the Soviet ones, they're not in the good condition. So people would prefer, you know, just to buy like new buildings, but it won't be in the cities. And the city center, the good ones, will be too expensive for the majority of people. So here again, it's kind of mixed. There is a nice beauty salon, so this is also shows that there are some people from upper class. It's not like very expensive beauty salon, but it's a nice one. I would say like middle class. And let's take a look at the prices for the haircut. It's always more expensive for women than for men. For women it's $31, for men $25. And if you want to color your hair, it will be $70. And manicure hair is more expensive, it's $15, and pedicure is $30. That's what I said. Like it's a better place. It's already a nice one. It's already the one, you know, that you get a better quality. And once you walk around the area, and when you come to Moscow, you'll notice that there's a lot of migrant workers. We have many migrant workers from countries like Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, well, Central Asia in general. All around the world, people learned about it after the terrorist attack, that, you know, there's this huge community. So often when you go to like a beauty salon that is a chain, there will be mainly migrant workers working there. There might be like good professionals, there might be bad ones. It just diverse. But when you go to like middle class, or like closer to upper middle class, it's more common, much more common for them to hire Russians. And I'd say like in Russia there is still this intolerance towards people coming from other regions, or coming from people, towards people coming from other countries. So let's take a look at what else we have in here, what kind of cars. Again, it's like, even with cars you can see that it's really diverse. Like there's just all types of cars. There's these ones, there's Lexus. I'm not the best expert in cars, because sometimes I guess it can be Lexus, but an old model. But again, like this one is certainly more expensive than all the Russian cars we have seen today. Over there we used to have a cafe, then there was a supermarket that worked for like a month. I don't know, I think so, yeah. It still says supermarket, so apparently it's not very profitable to open something in here. Then they tried to open bike store. You see, it's kind of like mixed, and yeah, it didn't work as well. This is also closed for called Lady Charm, for people with the bigger sizes. Also haven't been inside. Well, as you can see, my size is in any case smaller than 48, 78. I'm actually surprised to see that there are so many in this area. Maybe like once I don't do a tour, I don't really notice this kind of stores since I don't need them. But it seems to me now, at least now, most of these places are in this area. And we have shoe store. They have 70% discount. I don't always go inside the places on virtual tours because in some of them people may not be happy, and especially when it's like outside of the tourist area. Like when you go to the city center around Red Square, they're used to these cameras, and we actually have a lot of tourists from China who just like do streams constantly. Like it's just, I don't know, almost like every time you go to Red Square. Okay, I missed. So I'm going to tell you that that is the Department of Education, that big building. Apparently they were the ones who blocked my stream though. Yeah, I see a lot of people like looking at me suspiciously, like, oh, what is she doing? So here is another residential building, so you can see a lot how they look like. Many dogs. That is the ice cream kiosk. You can see the prices and the types of ice cream that we have. You know what is surprising for me is that they sell ice cream even in winter, and I really don't know who can buy it and how it can be like profitable, because obviously it's cheap. I mean, it's, of course it's getting more expensive for Russians, so the cheapest one is 50 cents, they're like 60 cents. And you see, these are pretty much the same ones, but this is just a different brand, and they are already twice the price. So you can see, let's find the most expensive ones. Yeah, I don't think, like here, they don't even have the most any expensive ones. Like I bought a smaller one today, but and it was $150 in the store. Oh yeah, these ones are more expensive, but it's still not that much. And they're bigger ones, big packages for like 520 rubles. Sorry, it will be $5. And we can see that they're hiring someone to work here. And look at the salary. And it's only women from 40 to 70, so it's already discrimination. Free. So you work 1 week and then 1 week without days off, which is crazy. Wow, that's crazy. And you get 1,500 rubles, from 1,500 to 2,500 rubles a month, and you work 9 hours a day from 9 to 6. So 105,000 rubles, which means that you get $15 per day or $25 per day. And I don't know for a fact, but I assume that here they don't pay you like any medical compensation or anything. Just normally it works like they hire you as if you're self-employed. That's also how I was forced to work as a tour guide. Of course, I mean, it was forced. I prefer to have like conditions when they cover me, insurance and everything, but there are many companies that use it. It's much cheaper for them, the tax is lower, and they like don't owe you anything. Of course they have like limitations for the number of people they can work with, but again, there are just some companies that try to find the ways to avoid it. So again, I think $15 per day is a really small salary. Like I know that in many countries people, even the minimum wage per hour is bigger. There's a very nice cafe I personally like. I can show you one of my favorite places. They have an evening discount. You can also look at the prices. I actually haven't done a virtual tour of a cafe, So we have a salmon. This is a pie. This is the price for 100 grams. There's also the price for 100 grams of fish. I think it's catfish. I really like this place. Because it's like fast. It's a little bit like a canteen. It's like, yeah, my gimbal is not okay with me looking down. Yeah, but it's delicious, like unlike typical canteens. It's a pilaf. So they have the prices for 100 grams. So it's $1 for 100 grams. It's really, really affordable, and they have like an evening discount. And if you download an application, you get like 5% bonuses back. Caesar salad. This is the #1. This is a hit. We have very nice pastry. These are Russian cottage cheese pancakes. Again, like $1 for 100 grams, and this is the price for one piece. So it's $1.50. I really like this one. It's with cottage cheese inside. I have this tiramisu, $6.50. Maybe I need to do like a video only about it. Again, everything is really beautiful and is really, really affordable. $1.25. I don't know. Yeah, this one is just seems like $1.40. It's really cheap. Like in some supermarket, in this one, yeah, the most beautiful one is $5.50. It's really affordable, even compared to the prices you can get in supermarkets. And I actually ate, that's what I ate today. I went here, so this is the place that I really go. It's more about like my everyday life. I'm a big fan of sushi, so they also have things like to go. This place is really, really crowded for the lunch time. And here you can see basically more or less what people eat. So you have the sandwiches with the salmon for $3.50, with turkey for $2, and this one is also $2.40. And there are some drinks. This is a Russian drink. Plus they also have homemade bubble tea. Haven't tried it yet, but Asian drinks are getting like more and more popular. These are Russian ones. Yeah, and here it's also really cheap. Like if you get coffee or tea, you can see the prices. Cappuccino is just less than $2. $2 for 300 milligrams. Soups for $1.50. Honestly, if you decide to come to Russia, I think it's one of the best places to eat in terms of like the quality of the food, the taste, and the prices. Because obviously you can find places, and I like the design. It's really nice atmosphere. It hasn't been always this good. Oh, this salmon looks really delicious. It's just, the place hasn't been always this good. They renovated it, I think like 5 years ago, yeah, around this time, and now it's much, much better. So of course there are places that are cheaper, where food is more delicious, but like in terms of everything, it's just one of the best. Here we have Coffix. That's where you, so here is Coffix. It's actually an Israeli company. The idea is that you can get coffee for fixed prices. Before the war it was just 60 rubles. Now the minimum is 90 rubles. It's for the smallest drink. Yeah, you can see the sizes and the prices. So the prices are fixed, and they have a pretty big menu. So even some of the drinks, some of the specialties are called in English. So you can get coffee, tea. We also have some snacks. Добрый вечер. Yeah, like these ones. And this is something that is not really affordable, but it's considered to be cheap, and many young people like it. One of the most popular dishes in Russia is this doner kebab, but I think it's like everywhere around the world. Yeah, see more people riding bikes. So yeah, here we have also some cafes, some stores, and generally, if you're close to a subway station, you'll get like many stores and even a shopping mall if it's, let's say, like in a nice area, not very far from the city center. Of course, I've seen like in Moscow some areas that are really far away. There is just nothing. There is like one supermarket. Here's more of the doner kebab, called street food. The price for doner kebab, the small one is 170 rubles. The standard, yeah, $1.70. The standard is $2.20. Yeah, hot dog, French hot dog is 100 rubles 70 cents. Yeah, I wouldn't eat anything in these kind of places, but again, it's street food. You know, when I travel, because I have issues with my stomach, when I travel, I don't really go for places where you see just someone selling it in the street, because, well, I'm not sure if I'd need to call a doctor the next day, you know. So yeah, the previous one that I showed you is my favorite. Oh, let me show you the advertisement. Irina Shayk, she's a superstar, super duper model, known around the world. So she's here. She has a baby with Bradley Cooper. I think they were married. She was also with Ronaldo, one of the best known football players. And there's a Russian brand, Gloria Jeans, did an advertisement and commercial with her. And you might think that it's a good brand because Irina Shayk generally works with, you know, Versace. What other brands she works with? Well, in, you know, high fashion brands. But no, Gloria Jeans considers itself as a Russian H&M, but I'd say that it's worse than H&M in many things, because the quality or the design of the clothes. So I talked about this commercial with my friend actually yesterday, and we were both surprised. Like Irina Shayk, and you know, this brand is also for young people, not for someone even my age. And Irina, she's in her late 30s, so she's actually popular among you know, people who are my age or older. For young ones, like, no. So that is kind of weird, and for me it looks, you know, pretty Russian, just to hire a famous person and then think that everything will work out, because like normally I would invest more in you know, young Russian designers and designs in textile and clothes. But yeah, here we go. And you know, again, I talked to my friend, and I went inside this store, and nothing really has changed since then. The same clothes that don't really look nice, and many people were talking that probably they used like different textile, different material on Irina than other people. So we went inside the shopping mall just to show you a little bit around what we have in here. This is a Russian brand shoe company called Chester. You know, when I was a kid, I thought it was a British brand because that's how, you know, they sort of like promoted themselves. But now it's Russian, but still it's one of the best Russian brands. There's another shoe store, Francesca Doni. I don't think it's Italian, but many people like Italian brands. Looks more like Chinese. I've been inside this place a few times. And yeah, we have Yves Rocher. French. This is French. This is still here. They haven't left Russia. And among like European brands, the ones that stayed, not all of them, but like those that you can still find in Russia and that are way more tolerant towards Russians in Russia would be France and Italy. You can still find them in shopping malls. I've talked about it on some of my tours. Let's go upstairs, and since like again, this is not a very representative shopping mall because it's just in my area. I mean, representative for a shopping mall, certainly representative for everyday life, and many people go to this kind of discount stores, but they're not still like not that cheap because this is a premium brand. So Massimo Dutti, this brand has already left Russia. How much will it be? $33 for this. Oh, we have a lot of Massimo Dutti. I didn't know that they have it. Actually, they didn't have it before, but now like this is the best place to go for brands. $65, and okay, maybe I don't really remember the prices in Massimo Dutti, but it seemed to me that it was cheaper. So this we have a few chains, so it's also a chain. What is it? Massimo Dutti limited edition. Looks like a nice skirt. This is $180. Ouch. Okay, it's not really easy to do it alone. I need an assistant on my tours. Let's see jackets. Yeah, I like this one. You know, maybe I should do these tours more often so I can go shopping with you. Let's see the price. Oh, the previous ones with the discount. So this one is $115. I would actually try it. So they still have brands that have left Russia, but as I understand, these are like old collections. So we also have Levi's. This one is $43. So it says it was 3 times more expensive. Well, could be. There is not only premium. This one is 1,000, just $10. Yeah, this is like, oh, there is Mango. We still have Mango, but it's part of the Turkish company, so it's different. Okay, I think you have similar ones in your countries. It's just to show that there is still pretty much everything you need in Russia. You just need money, and I guess it's not a big surprise to find it. So let's explore some other things. Oh, I had exactly the same one. Exactly the same one. I bought it in Italy. I'm curious to see how much it... Yeah, this is what I paid for it in Italy, actually. But it was, you know how many years ago? It was during the pandemic. It was 3 years ago. Yeah, it's not a very good quality top. So yeah, now they actually have all of these brands here written. You didn't have to walk around. We have these chairs. Haven't tried these ones, but maybe one day I'm going to tell you. So we are going downstairs and we will walk around the area. And just also to see the streets, to see the subway station. This shopping mall is a bit different from other ones because it's one of the oldest ones. This one was opened in the late 90s in 1997, and you see it's written even in English since 1997. And there is an interesting story behind it. It was actually opened by a Japanese man who became a prisoner of war during the Soviet times. He was a kamikaze, and he was ready to commit a suicide, but then the story says that Soviet man showed him new life, and yeah, and as a thank you, he just decided to open this supermarket. So in any case, like, the first shopping malls appeared only in the late 90s after the collapse, you know, the Soviet Union, but it also took a few years. Here's the pharmacy. This is a nice pharmacy where you have cosmetics and everything. These are my favorite brands. Bioderma, the French one. This you can find in other countries. It's a bit more expensive than in France and Europe, $28. There are shampoos. But again, if you need medicine, if you need medication, you need to go to the cashier. Like, here you have vitamins. You still have American vitamins. They are more expensive. Like this one, soap, almento, whatever it is, $28. Yeah, you see. Skin nails, $26. Why the smaller one is more expensive? It seems like the same formula. Okay, here you have only, this is not logical. Here you have 60 and here you have 120. Well, maybe the expiration date, again, like, it could be omega-3, $58. So yeah, it could be because of the sanctions, because of the exchange rate. Once, like, maybe they bought it for a lower price when, you know, so it can be everything. So on the right side, have an entrance to the station called Semyonovskaya. And what I can tell you about the subway Moscow metro is certainly one of the most beautiful ones, and I kept promising to publish a YouTube video about it. But of course, I mean, I have to, like, go to various stations and find someone to record me. So in any case, it takes time. It takes time, and in general, when I do YouTube videos for you, I spend like 3 days on one video. And now, as you can see, the weather is nice, so we have many tourists. So yeah, once I have more time for it, I'll definitely do it, because I want to show you the beauty of Moscow as metro. Oh, now it's a really nice time to do the tour, or to record, as it's in my case. So what I can tell you about the transport in Moscow, and the metro in particular, is that now you have to wait more time for, here, by the way, how many migrant workers we have, you can notice. So you have to wait way more time for trains. I mean, for us it's twice more than it used to be, but again, for others it's still nothing, because, well, you have to wait like 3 minutes. It's not that much, but you know, it's noticeable. And especially, you know, the city is big, so once you go from one line to another, and sometimes you have to do like 2 stops, yeah, I mean, you might spend like 10 minutes more, and then again. So Moscow is big, and normally people spend at least 1.5 hours on commute. I have friends who spend more than 2 hours. So it's really tiring, and it affects the lifestyle of Moscow. That is a shopping mall that we've just visited. By the way, it was extended. It was smaller, so this part is kind of like was edited as new. And I want to show you the advertisement of the cinema theater. Before, I mean, as everywhere in the world, they kept publishing new films. But here, since we don't have any new films, only like Russian ones, but it's nothing like to attract, you can see one of the Guy Ritchie's film, Operation Fortuna. Guy Ritchie is very popular in Russia, and he actually knows it. And even though, you know, now you barely have any Western movies, well, Guy Ritchie is an exception. One of his latest movies is also now in Russia in the cinema theater, and you know, it's also on like Russian Netflix. So yeah, there are some movies, and again, like when it comes to European ones, you can still watch them. There are Asian ones, but you know, of course, American ones like Hollywood is the harshest one. Of course, you can still get access in Russia. I mean, with the pirate websites, and the crazy thing is that even with Russian YouTube, called RuTube, very original name, you have many movies dubbed in Russian, and yeah, that's like, you can easily watch it. That's it. Here we used to have one of the legendary cinema theaters called Rodina, which means the motherland. It was recently renovated, so they are going to open there something like a shopping mall, or I don't know, hopefully there will be a cinema theater, so we are still waiting. But the building is really legendary. It's I think it's a beautiful design of the 30s. So it was started as, you know, part of constructivism style, and then when they were ending, it was already the era of Stalin's imperial style, so it's kind of like mixed. But yeah, I mean, I love, you know, historical cinema theaters, so this one is quite interesting. Over there we have cafes and restaurants. Japanese cuisine is really big. It's on the second floor, and on the first floor we have Central Asia, Tajikistan Street, or you can see trams. This is not a very new one, like it's also not a very old one. You can see how buses look like. The buses are over there. They're really, really new and nice compared to the buses in other cities. Like once you go to other places, they will be old and dirty. Like everything the best you have in Moscow. There is the bus. The bus ticket costs approximately $1. Even less, it's like 65 cents, something like that. There is a Russian, I don't know, Grammy or whatever you can call it. It's a music awards of one of the Russian music TV channels. I don't really know these guys. It's written here Gayaz brothers, have no idea who they are. And you know, yesterday I watched one of the bloggers who was talking about one of the Russian this music festivals and everything, and it's really, really sad to see that before we had many foreigners coming, we had all of these big groups, and you know, Russia was opening up. They talked about it like a lot in terms of, you know, all of these brands like Levi's that we just seen, McDonald's and Starbucks. But now, I mean, it's different. We kind of like going backwards, but it's in terms of like everything. It's the same will be with movies and with the music, and you can see that some countries that at least like in Moscow, well, and also in Russia, were not considered as, you know, as big and powerful and rich as Russia, have a lot more now, such as Georgia, Kazakhstan. Of course, like we still have this competition between former Soviet Union countries, but it is what it is. We are where we are. Oh, you see, there is a man selling Russian flags, and I have never seen anyone buying it, but I think there might be some people to do so, just to show that they're patriotic. But if he's doing it, I've seen him a few times here. Maybe it means that it's profitable. So we have electric bikes is everywhere. over there we have delivery man, and this is the place where we have Russian Burger King. Oh, it's in Russian and in English, yeah, you can see. We have McDonald's, we have KFC, that is now is written as Rostics. I'm not going, oh, and another doner kebab. So I'm not going to talk about McDonald's and Rostics much, because I did recorded a YouTube video about it, and I've also did a new video about McDonald's in particular. Hopefully I'm going to publish it soon. So yeah, delivery man, delivery is like really cheap. It's even free with some of the stores and companies. It's actually insane that it's easier to order with some of the places and some of the companies than to order. So Rostics is no longer, or KFC is no longer KFC. It's already Rostics, but not everywhere. So again, it's just different. I talked about it in the video. I can show you that it's pretty much the same. They're celebrating 1 year. 1 year of Rostics, yeah, as it's no longer KFC. And it's a Russian celebrity, Russian singer. This place is, there are not that many people, and as you can see, like all around, they have actually migrant workers here in the place. I don't see any Russian person. And yeah, I've already mentioned it, that many Russians getting angry about it, which is understandable. This is the place, as you can see from here, is like insanely cheap. It's just really bad design for promo marketing. Not only in my opinion, I think it's obvious. Like once you see it all bright and shiny, it's pretty obvious that it's a cheap place. So we are going to wrap up here. Yeah, we see many delivery men around here. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments. If you want to do more everyday life in Moscow, let me know on what topics you'd like to cover, what topics you'd like me to cover. So I can show you some other areas. Maybe you want to see like posh Moscow, rich Moscow, maybe like poor, criminal, whatever. Not sure I can do like criminal there, but in any case, yeah, let's talk about it in the comments, and hopefully this format will work. And if not, I will also try to do a live stream. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the quality of my new phone, because actually this is the main reason I bought it, to increase the quality of my videos. See you soon, and you can check the schedule for this month. I have many upcoming tours.